Good evening, Nagendra. Am I audible? Uh, I would just like to ask, was the DOM session clear yesterday? Okay, so let's start the session. Everyone will join. So, see what happens is basically, as I told you all, that HTML in HTML only we can design the page, right? We can basically create the structure of the page, okay, raw structure. But imagine it like a dead body, okay. A dead body is what basic bones and skin appearance, okay. It can't walk, breathe, or do any functions, right? So in order to put interactivity into it, we need JavaScript, okay. So what happens if we take the example of our body only? Who is controlling actually the whole body? The brain is of course controlling it, right? So you can understand the brain as JavaScript, okay. Now the brain has nerves attached to each end, okay. So there is a connection between the brain and each body part through the nerve, okay. So the nerve allows the brain to send signals to the body parts, okay. So similarly, whenever we connect this, okay, the script allows us to get access, means it allows JavaScript to access the whole physical body, okay, like the HTML, okay, whatever is inside the HTML, okay. So we can basically through JavaScript we can control each and every object inside the DOM, okay. This is our DOM, this is our document object module, okay, which contains the HTML and CSS, okay, or let's say HTML only, okay. So what happens, using the script tag we can control all the elements present here, okay. Now how exactly is the brain interacting with various body parts? We basically need to tell brain that this is our heart, this is our hand, this is our leg, we need to make the leg walk, we need to raise the hand, okay. So how is this happening? There needs to be some identifier, right, that this is a hand, this is the leg, right? So that identifier is either the ID which we provide to each and every element, or the class name, okay, the classes which we provide, okay. Or let's say in worst cases we can make the connection using element name also, okay, the HTML element name. Like if we want interactivity in h1 DOM, okay. So if we see this page currently in our live server, it's showing us DOM, okay. So what's happening here is basically it's showing us DOM. Now what I want that I get access of this h1, okay, inside the JavaScript, okay. How do I get access to that? I get access using the DOM only, okay. DOM is what? Document, okay, document object model. So each and every HTML is contained inside the document, okay, as a document. So whenever we try to access something inside that document, okay, or make connection to that element, we use either the get element by ID, okay, or the query selector, okay. What is query selector? Query selector is for targeting other tags other than this, what we call this, ID, okay. Because for ID we already have this get element by ID, okay. For directly interacting with an element through ID, we have this get element by ID, okay. But what if we don't want to use the ID? So in that case we use query selector, okay. Like if we want to target here h1, okay, we haven't given any class or ID into it, okay, but we still want to make some interactivity inside it, okay. So what we can do inside the h1, we can change the text content also using JavaScript, okay. Like see, we have currently DOM written inside, okay. Now what we want to manipulate it and write the full form of DOM instead. Okay, so we will do this. Okay, how did I target that? I targeted using query selector. Okay, so DOM, what it did, the JavaScript, what it did, it searched for h1, okay, inside this whole HTML, and it found h1 is this. Okay, so it targeted this h1 tag. Okay, and after that, what I told, that after you target that particular h1 tag, I want that you change the text content inside the h1 tag to DOM manipulation example. Okay, so it basically changed it. Okay, now if I want to change the CSS of that property or the element, I can do that also. Okay, by using .style.color. Okay, so it's as simple as that. Okay, if I want to, basically declare the whole CSS also, means of multiple lines, I can do it here. Okay, it's doable, but we shouldn't do it like this. Okay, see, if I want to text align center, I can do it directly here. Okay, but it will be a lot of code. Okay, a lot of lines, so it's better to do either in CSS file. Okay, or there is one more way through which we can do it. Okay, so this was basically targeting the elements using classes or tag names. Okay, or element names. Okay, now this doesn't applies only to h1. Okay, you can use literally anything. Okay, like the p tag also. Okay, like the span tag also. Okay, anything you can target using query selector. Okay, if you want, you can select a class also. Okay, like for example, if you want to select the class. Okay, so how do we select a class in CSS? What notation do we use? For example, if in CSS, let's say I give it a class of span tag. Now if I want to target this in CSS, how will I target this? Dot span tag, we use the dot notation. Okay, so similarly in JavaScript, we actually use the query selector. Okay, document dot query selector, and instead of directly targeting the tag, we will target the class name. Okay, so we will use the dot notation here also, span tag. Okay, let's add something here. Let's write something here and say I am span tag. Okay, here it's written I am span tag. Now what I want to basically style dot color. Okay, let's change the color. Okay, but the problem, see, what is the problem here? Problem is, see, if we declare the CSS directly here, so what will happen whenever the JavaScript or the page reloads? Okay, whenever there is a change in this JavaScript file, it will reload the page. Okay, and on reloading, it will be getting defaulted to its original position and styles. Okay, like if we basically increase the font size here, see, initially it won't happen. Okay, but sometimes there will be a delay of 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, or less than that, but it will make the look worse. Okay, like if you see, we reload the page and it is initially getting to its original style and position. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, I taught you all that we can basically target is using id. Okay, paragraph, this is a paragraph. Okay, so document dot query selector, document dot not query selector, get element by id, paragraph, and I guess we missed something. id paragraph, what did we miss? Paragraph, why it didn't happen? Dot paragraph, write something inside. Yeah, we wrote something. Okay, so it changed. Okay, it's here actually. I got confused. So it got changed here. Initially we have written here inside the p tag, this is a paragraph, okay, but later on we are manipulating it using JavaScript and changing the text to this paragraph has been modified by JavaScript. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, so most probably you can change anything on the front end using this. Okay, but the thing is we can't we can only change the static data here. Okay, whatever static data is written we can change that. Okay, but if the things are coming from backend, okay, so we can change it, we can change it actually for a limited time. Okay, till the user doesn't reload the page. Okay, once the something is coming from data, assume that a list of my shopping cart, the items in my shopping cart, those are stored inside the database. Okay, and it's coming from backend. Okay, and being listed here. Okay, but if I try to modify it using the inspect, okay, and let's say if I try to modify it using span tag, assume that this text is not coming from this it's not written here statically. Okay, it's coming from database. Okay, if I try to modify it here, I am not span tag. Okay, so it will remain here, it will be modified of course, but it will remain here until the user reloads the page. Okay, once the page is reloaded, it's gone. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, next so we basically saw here we can targeting elements using sorry, targeting elements using tag name. Here basically we are targeting elements using class name. Okay, and here we are targeting elements using id. Okay, so this is the these are the three methods basically with which we can target particular element in JavaScript. Okay, either by using the entire tag name. Okay, either by using the class name, but of course we need to declare class for that. Okay, and yeah, the finally the id. Okay, and also in this we need to declare the id, then only we can target using the id. Okay, so these are the three things. Now let's create something. Okay, so what do we create? We actually create an interactive profile card. Okay, so it will be very simple. Div, let's put some styles inside it. Width full, oh sorry, it's not tailwind actually, forgot. 100 pixels, hide 100 pixels background. It's too small, it's too small. To 50 pixels, height also 200 pixels. Still it's too small. Okay, let's make an id card. Border actually border radius 2 pixels. Okay, now it's rounded. Okay, and let's make the color, do we have a light blue? Okay, let's make it light blue. Okay, so see what I was telling, that in real world actually the data comes from backend, okay, the database. Okay, nothing is stored on the front end or statically typed. Okay, so we do that of course using JavaScript only. Okay, HTML alone isn't capable of fetching the data from backend, okay, and serving it in the front end. Okay, or in simple words, HTML can't retrieve data from database and show you in the page, in the website. Okay, so we need either JavaScript or PHP, okay, which was used earlier. Okay, but now we use some modern technologies which we will talk about. First, let's create something interactive here. So let's first remove this, and inside this we will create, first of all we will put the profile image. So for that we will use the img tag, img, and definitely will give an alternative profile image. id will give as profile image, and styles will be some by default styles, img. Okay, this is our id. Okay, focus on this, the JavaScript part. Okay, we declared here some id. Okay, we have some problems here. What problems? Okay, image tag is not closed here. What is the problem? Unclosing tag p. Okay, we haven't closed the p tag. Okay, there's an extra closing tag. Done. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, and we have a user's profile picture. Okay, then we have username. Let's make it username. Username, and let's give it a class of username. Okay, and then we need a status element. Okay, so for that we will definitely use the p tag only. Status. Okay, and that will use id. Okay, status. Okay, so basically we created three things here inside our div. Okay, the main container we gave some height and width. Okay, and we gave some border radius for rounded borders. Okay, and we gave a color of light blue color. Okay, and definitely we need to make it a display flex and flex column. Can anyone tell me how will the children be aligned in the center? What CSS properties do we need? Correct. So do we need to keep the flex box in row or column? It needs to be in column. Okay, because we have 3 children, and see if it's by default. What the see, if we initially declare that display should be flex. Okay, so what will happen, it will become in a row. Okay, so it will become inline elements. Okay, so we basically need to declare that flex direction should be column. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, and no, definitely we don't need this. We basically need some height, not the full height, 100 pixels. Also both height and width 100 pixels. Okay, and then we will pass here justify content as center. Also align items will be centered. Okay, correct. Now it's in the bottom. Okay, now what we'll do, we don't want this ID card, right? So in order to create a proper ID card, what we'll do is we will target these elements. Okay, so first of all, the profile image, have we given class name to the profile image? Where is the image? No, we haven't given class name. So I will show you all the basically the two things, okay, through which we can target these elements. Okay, see, it's simple. Okay, I will just target 3 of these elements. Okay, what we will target, the elements which we basically need to show as dynamic. Okay, the image, okay, the p tag, okay, or the username. Okay, we actually want to show here the actual username. Okay, the status, okay, whether it is whether the user is online or offline. Okay, in order to show that, what we will do here, first we will target those elements. Okay, and we'll store them in a variable for better accessibility. Okay, otherwise what will happen if we write everywhere document.get element by id, this, that, okay, so it will be, looking not good. Okay, so let's directly store that element by targeting here inside a variable. Okay, so what I want to target here, first of all I want to target document.get element by id username. Okay, username. So what happens now, inside the name element, what is stored, this tag is stored. Okay, what tag is stored, this p tag is stored. Okay, so now what I can do, I can rather of directly passing all the manipulative functions here directly using dot notation, now what I can do, I can pass it in the name element. Okay, so it will be handy to work further inside that element. Okay, like I want to change the username to something, John Doe. Okay, so now the username will change to John Doe. Okay, before that, let's target all the 3 elements which we need to create dynamic or modify as dynamic. So let profile image is equal to document.get, let's target using class name. Okay, we can definitely use the id. Okay, but for example here I'm showing you that we can target using class name also, query selector. And what was the class name here, profile image. Okay, let's copy it, it's profile image. Okay, and next what we want to also make the status as dynamic. Okay, so in order to target the status, what we'll do, status element equals to document query selector dot status. Okay, so now definitely we can use query selector to target the IDs also. Okay, so what notation do we use to target the ID in CSS? Hashtag, correct. So we can use the query selector in the same way. Okay, and we can definitely use the query selector to also work same as get element by id by passing the id here. Okay, using a hash. Okay, so what is the id here, status. Okay, hash status. So now what happened here is the p tag got stored in the username p tag basically got stored in the name element, and after that the image tag, the profile image which is holding the profile image, it got stored inside this profile image variable. Okay, and next we have status p tag, okay, paragraph tag, which got stored inside status element. Now if we want to manipulate those functions, we can manipulate it multiple times. Okay, directly by targeting this variable name. Okay, not like this, we are each time we need to target that element, we need to write the same thing, document.query selector, document.query selector, document.query selector. So instead of repeating the same thing, okay, we are using a shortcut. Okay, we are storing that variable inside a sorry, we are storing that element inside a variable. Okay, let's search for some avatar, free avatars. Do we have a we don't have it, so copy link address, don't provide link. Okay, free avatar URL. So you got some random avatar source. Okay, so you can pass it inside this. Now what will happen, I'll get an avatar here. Okay, so this is John Doe, whose status is null now. Okay, because we haven't made the status part as dynamic. Okay, what we did here is, instead of only showing the username which was declared here initially, we are targeting the p tag using id. Okay, and we are manipulating the text content inside that p tag. Okay, so after that what I want is the status element, okay, should show something. Okay, so it will show as active. Okay, also what I want, it should be strong, okay, or bold. Okay, so as we studied about the strong tags, okay, so we can definitely use a strong tag here. Okay, strong tag makes the things written inside it strong or bold. Okay, one second, why isn't it working? Strange. One second please. Strong. Okay, so we don't need to actually target the text content, we will target the inner HTML only. Okay, so what is the inner HTML? We are embedding an HTML or a strong tag inside this status. Okay, after that we will change the name element style color, okay, to purple. Okay, now John Doe's name is in purple, or let's make it blue. Okay, and after that we want to increase the font size of the username also. Okay, 24 pixels, that will be great enough. Okay, this is John Doe's ID card ready. We can definitely add some more classes. Okay, now see what I was telling, that instead of writing all the CSS here like this, what we can do, focus on this part. Okay, this will be useful for creating a sidebar. Okay, so listen carefully. What I can do is, I can manually add some class names inside the tag. Okay, as we can see here, we don't have any, only we have a profile image class. Okay, we don't have any other classes. Okay, but what I will do, I will proactively create here styles.css. okay, inside the styles.css, first what I need to do, I need to basically link it. So link css styles, not style, styles.css. okay, styling part done. And also let me show you all that I don't have actually the styles here existing. See, watch out the DOM structure, it's similar to our HTML what we wrote here. One second. See, this is the div and this is the div here. Okay, and inside it we have let's expand it, we have the image tag. Okay, then we have the then we have two paragraph tags. Okay, the username and the status. Okay, cool. So inside the profile image, if we see inside the image, we don't have any class name called highlighted. Okay, but what will happen if I say here that profile image dot class list dot add highlighted highlight. Let's see now whether it is added or not. Okay, it's not added yet. Strange. Class name not add. Because the thing here is we actually missed the dot here. Okay, so now it should work. Class list now it should work. Let's see. Okay, so we got class added to our profile. Okay, the image tag. Okay, uh, how is this happening? Before we, in fact, we don't have this class inside HTML also. Okay, if we see here, we only have profile image. How are we actually adding this class name? Using JavaScript. Okay, so now actually what you can do is in order to create some interactivity, we can add here a button to customize color of your ID. Okay, class, let's say inline styles. Let's add some inline styles to make it look better. Margin top 27 pixels. Okay, padding 5 pixels. Border none. And background color white. Not looking good. Let's make the button color as black. Okay, so this is basically our button. Okay, what we want whenever we one second. H1, let's write here ID card. Okay, now see, this is our ID card. Basically what I want is whenever we let's margin top as 20 pixels. Okay, so what I want whenever I click on this button, okay, the ID card color should change, okay, either to yellow or to blue. Okay, so what we will do here is target this button first of all using ID. Okay, ID custom CLR button. Okay, some complex names. And yeah, talking of ID, basically you need to create unique IDs, okay, for each element. Okay, otherwise what will happen is, assume you are creating interactivity on this button and you give the same ID to this span tag also. Okay, so now what will happen is whenever you click this, this will also change. Okay, so or whenever you click on this span tag, then the ID color will also change. Okay, which we don't want. So in order to create in order to prevent confusion, we create unique class names. Okay, so now we will target const custom color btn using our document dot, and we will pass here our ID which we gave to the HTML button. Okay, now what I want is a event listener. We talked about event listener yesterday, right? So custom color button, whenever I click on it, what I want is basically add event listener first of all. And what I told you all, that it takes two parameters. Okay, one is the event. Okay, after that the function which we need to make work. Okay, so what I want is whenever I click on this button, okay, the ID card's color should change. Okay, so have we targeted this div? Okay, because the color definitely is in the div. Okay, so what happens is, whenever we actually, first of all, we need to target this div. Okay, main container. Okay, const main container equals to, okay, it's a query selector, so let's use hash here, main container. Okay, so inside this, what I want is whenever we first of all, let's make it simple. Okay, we'll use the complexity later. Main color, main container dot style dot background color light blue. It's currently light blue. Okay, let's change it to yellow. Okay, now if we see, click on this, okay, it will change to yellow. Okay, so this is the thing. Now this is temporary. Okay, definitely this is temporary. Okay, so this is interactivity. Okay, now is everything clear till here? What did I do? Yes, no, everything clear or not? Okay, great. For everyone or for only one person? Which highlight? 26th. Okay, so as I told you, it's basically for adding new class name. We are adding new class name. Okay, means, see, let me explain you. I didn't explain you in deep. Okay, see what is happening. This is another thing. Okay, customizing colors of ID card. See, before explanation, you all have a task. Okay, now since you all know how to interact with elements, okay, what you all need to do is, the task is to create an array of colors. Okay, create an array of array of colors, and what you need to do is map those colors here. Okay, create and map those colors so that on clicking the customize color button, the colors should change as per the array. Okay, it's a simple task if you apply some logic. Okay, so I need this task. Okay, you can try it. Everything is done. Okay, only what you need to do is inside this function, okay, we need to map, and on clicking what we need to do is basically apply those colors as per the index. Okay, so this is your task. Okay, don't use ChatGPT, apply some logic if you need to build some logic. Okay, yeah, so what is this? Okay, so the thing here is inside the HTML, if we see what class names do you have available, only the profile image. Okay, and let's remove this part. Where was it? Here. Okay, so now if we compare our DOM here and our HTML file here, what do we have inside the image? See, the same src, the same alt, the same class. Okay, profile image, nothing much. Okay, nothing additional, all the same things are present here. Okay, but what I want is whenever how to show it. Actually, I needed to show it actually using this logic only, but I used some other logic. No worries. See now, see the thing which I wrote here, what I wrote here is, see here, we don't have any class name in the status, right? Okay, but what we want to make the status color as green. Okay, so focus here, we don't have, focus here please. Okay, we don't have any class name here. Okay, we don't have any class name, neither do we have the class names here. Okay, inside the status. Okay, so what I want is to manipulate the element. Okay, and forcefully add some class names inside it. Okay, how do we do that? Using we already have targeted this p tag using the IED, which we stored inside the variable status element. Okay, status element. So see, first of all, how do we initially change the color? Okay, we basically pass the style.color as green, so it will change to green. Okay, we don't want this. Okay, we want that we forcefully add some class name which is present inside our styles.css. Okay, dot green color green. Okay, we haven't applied this yet. Okay, we haven't applied this yet to any element. Okay, this class name which we just created, dot green. Okay, what I want is, now we have also linked our style sheet, correct? Now I will create a new button here for refresh status. Okay, this is the button for refreshing status. Let's simply copy these styles only and paste it here. The style is just for styling this, okay, nothing related to JavaScript. Okay, so we did this part. Okay, now what I want is whenever we click on this particular button, what happened to the image? Okay, so the image is not rendering due to the backend issues. Okay, let's actually change the src, then it will be visible. Or simply let's download it directly. Am I audible or is my network breaking? Okay. Okay, so I guess my system is on high load. Okay, so leave that part. Image is not rendering due to some backend issues in that website. Okay, so we don't need that image actually. Now we need to focus on this online. Okay, so yeah, this is the best of example. Okay, like we currently have some server issues in our backend. Okay, and first of all we will think initially that yeah, we have created the website, we have embedded a URL for image, so that URL won't URL will always serve the image. Okay, but sometimes what happens, due to some reasons the server crashes and this happens. Okay, so the currently the image isn't accessible. Okay, means it is a legit URL. Okay, it's a working URL, it has the image in the server, okay, on that URL, but due to some technical reasons it's not accessible now. Okay, so this is the perfect example where the alternative tag is used. Okay, as we can see here, the image isn't rendered. Okay, and the alternative text is being appeared here. Okay, so now the user knows that yeah, this is the space for profile image. Okay, so okay, let's move further. So what we wanted here, whenever we click on this refresh status, so we want that online text color should change. Okay, so let's give it an ID color change. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, the image appeared. Okay, CLR change. Okay, now we will first target that button. Okay, color change button, CLR change. Okay, after that we want is on basically we need to add a class name. Okay, interactive class name, where actually inside the p tag. Okay, the status p tag. Here we have no class names. Okay, we need to add a class name, so we will add an event listener onto that button. Color change button dot add event listener, and we'll pass the actual event which we want to target, that is the click event, and inside that we will pass a function. Okay, inside the function we will say that on clicking the class should be added. Okay, inside what? Inside the p tag. Okay, which has the ID status. So where did we store that p tag? We already stored it inside the status element. Okay, what we want, whenever we click status element dot style color should be not red, it should be green. Okay, great, so it's ready to work. See, whenever we click on this refresh status, it simply shows online in green. Okay, so now your another task 2 is to apply if else, okay, statement, and if the inner text inside p tag is online, then change the color of the status to green. Oh shit. Else it is offline, change the color to red. So this is your initial second task. Okay, so this was an ID card example. Okay, simple example through which we can target the the element, okay, and change its content dynamically. Okay, again I didn't show you, I'm sorry, I forgot again. See, what we need to do is we need to add here class name. Okay, we don't have the class name of green here. Okay, this class name we don't have here currently, right? We don't have it here, but if we apply green, see what happens. It shows the text as green. Okay, but what we want, we don't want it like this. We want that whenever we click on this button, okay, here a class should appear, that is green class. Okay, how do we do that? We do that using simply status element dot class list dot add green. Okay, so whenever we click on this, see currently focus here, we don't have any classes here. Okay, we don't have any classes. Okay, but as soon as I click on this, see what happens, a class is added here. Okay, correct. If I want that, I want to remove that class. Okay, if I want that, let's assume we already have the class here. Okay, not status green, we already had the green class. Okay, we already had the green class and we want to remove it. We simply use the same function dot remove and it will get removed on click. Okay, see, the class got removed from here. Where is it? Here. Okay, but we have it inside our p tag. Okay, so this is interactivity, basic interactivity. Okay, I need you all to practice this, okay, thoroughly. Okay, and any doubts till here? Everything clear till here? Okay, okay, so I assume everything is clear here. Complete your task. Okay, submit it. Where do you submit your tasks? Okay, so have you all submitted previous tasks? Okay, I will check it. Okay, let's meet up tomorrow and we'll discuss some more cool stuffs tomorrow. Okay, let's study about forms and things, how to submit the form and stuff. Okay, then initially we will move to async await and then we will study about backend somewhat. Okay, and slowly we'll move to MERN. Okay, so good luck, be prepared, okay, with your task. And one more last thing, these all which I am teaching are basics. Okay, if you understand these basics, then no one can stop you from understanding the complex things also. Okay, there is actually nothing complex according to my opinion. Okay, you just need to understand those things. Okay, thank you everyone.